I'm still in my PJs. It is mid-morning on Thursday. I've got work later, so I've just come out to have a quick look at my seedlings, and my peas are up. It's amazing. I don't know if you can see. I'm trying to get close, but it's amazing, isn't it? How that tiny little seed, you see it, can push the soil. There's like a big clump that it's pushed up. It's very difficult to get a good shot. My camera's trying to focus on everything that's in front of it. But can you see that lump of soil? I mean, I know it's not heavy, but it still fascinates me that the strength that a seedling has. It's like when you see a weed poking through concrete on a driveway or somewhere like that. It's just amazing. That's my sprouting broccoli. My sweet peas are looking good. Leeks, I think most of those are up now, so that's good. I bought these yesterday because I never have much success with sowing my chilies, and I never buy, although I do have some seed packets for tomatoes, I rarely buy them because I only want to grow, say, 4 plants, and of those 4 plants I like them to be different varieties, so you know, it's just a waste. So I just go to the garden centre and pick what I want. And I have to admit, there wasn't an awful lot of choice this time. I'll just turn these around so I can show you what I bought. So I've got my chili pepper Scotch bonnet, Cherokee tomato, Riesling tomatoes, zucchini, not sure that's how you pronounce it, then my jalapeno, which I love growing, and the Cheyenne, which I love to grow. So that's my chili peppers and tomatoes, and then behind here, let's turn this round. I think this is the Cosmos. Yeah. So it's a Cosmos. And my potatoes are chitting. I may actually consider how I'm going to plant these this weekend. I was going to do them in pots, but I haven't got enough pots that are large enough. I might have to go down the garden centre and see what's available, otherwise they're just going to have to go in the ground again, but they do take up a lot of room. Sweet corn, I don't expect to see anything from these yet. It's going to be a couple of weeks. And then courgette and sweet peppers. I've just discovered my first borage flower, so I'm chuffed about that. So that's another little bit of colour in the garden. And also there's flowers coming on my broad beans, which is always a fabulous sign of things to come. This one's got them coming. Over there too. And this is a joy to me. These have popped up in the last few days. It's a beautiful pop of colour, gorgeous pink. So that's the bleeding hearts. Clematis is putting on a show, starting to send up shoots. I thought I'd lost it last year, that it disappeared. It had only been planted that same year. I didn't think it was gonna survive, but obviously the roots are all okay. Maybe it was just too wet. But it's got 1, 2, 3, 4 new leading shoots, so I think that might be quite good this year. So the apples are starting to open up their leaves, so there'll be some blossom on there soon. So I'm hoping this year I may actually have some apples. So it's looking healthy. I've got a lot of weeding to do, it's just been so wet. But this is the garlic. Garlic is definitely romping away now, looking really good. Some of the onions are looking quite strong. These are the ones that Paddy sat on, but they're recovering slowly. The mint is sending up shoots now. So I need to cut out all the dead wood. And these tubs looking pretty tired now. There's lots died off, so that all needs pulling out, changing the compost and replanting. And then the loganberries. The leaves are opening up on this now. So I'm hoping for good things this year. I need to do some work in the fruit cage. A lot of it needs tying in and trimming. The ivy's creeping in from the car park at the back of the garden, so I need to tidy all of that up. Phlox is coming up. The Isomachia. Remnants of the old garden before I turned it into my allotment. And the rhubarb. This is looking really healthy at the moment. It's putting on a great spurt. There's loads and loads of more shoots coming. It's not really been attacked that much by slugs and snails, so it's doing good. Morning everyone. So I'm on 3 rest days. This is my first morning at home, and I've just fed all the birds, and I'm not going to discuss the topic that everybody is talking about. Suffice to say, I hope you're all safe, you're being sensible, and you're not hoarding. But yeah, no, I'm not going to talk about it. The only thing I will say is, boy, am I glad I dug up my garden and turned it into allotment, because we don't know what the next 2-3 months are going to be like. A lot of people that have allotments are worried that they won't be able to go down to them. I'm not particularly sure that will be the case. I think as long as people have social distancing, they'll still be able to get out, and exercise, obviously, for everybody's well-being, is encouraged. But I haven't got to worry about that, because when I'm home, everything that I need is here. So I done a quick tour of the garden yesterday, which I filmed, which I'll add into this. and I'll be filming, I guess, over the next 3 days, bits and pieces. So it'll be a bit of a montage, but that's what I'm going to do. I haven't even thought about what my plans are going to be today. One of the things that I do want to do over the next couple of days is consider where I'm going to put my potatoes. They've been chitting in the greenhouse for some weeks now, and my main idea was to grow them in large pots dotted around the garden, which will give me a lot more growing space in the beds, because obviously when you plant them in rows they take up a huge amount of room. But just buying individual large pots, they're actually really quite expensive. So I know once you've bought them, you've got them for years, but I don't know. I might go on the internet and have a look and see about grow bags, or when I say grow bags, not like the tomato grow bags, but like sacks, let's say sacks, that you can grow them in, and I can move them in the garden, then I can wash them out and store them for the next year. So that's something I'm going to be thinking about. My seedlings are coming on nice. I've just pinched out all the sweet pea seedlings. So yeah, I'm not going to ramble because it can get boring and I run out of things to say. So I'm going to finish drinking my coffee, and I'll speak to you in a bit. Something to show you: if you're growing rhubarb, you want lots of healthy shoots, but what you don't want is for it to flower. Mine is starting to push up flowers. I've cut all of these off. See them? I'm going to cut this one off now. You don't want it flowering. So cut off what you can without destroying the new shoots. Just come back from a nice walk with the doggy. The sun's out. It's a bit warmer than yesterday, but I'm not going to ramble today like I have been. This time of year I don't get a huge amount of sun in the garden. It's 12:20 and by 2 o'clock I'll have a thin strip of sunlight, probably about as much as the fruit cage will be in sunlight, the rest will be in shade, and then once the garden's in shade this time of year, it gets very cold. So I'm just going to potter around and do a bit of weeding, and any other little jobs that crop up as I'm moving around the garden. But that's it for today. I'll speak to you soon. Hope you're all staying safe. Bye. It's good to be back out pottering in the garden. I've missed it so much. I'm a bit tired. I'll do these other ones now. Have a break for a minute. It's actually quite warm in the sun. I've managed to weed all the paths, all between the gravel, all my pots, so that's looking a lot tidier. Next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to have a go at weeding between all the onions and garlic, because that's got lots of little seedlings coming up, so I need to get rid of them sharpish before they get established, because when you grow onions you don't want them competing with weeds, because they need all the nutrition they can get. So if you are starting to sow onions or anything like that for the first time this year, you need a hoe to get in between and just keep the weeds down. So cheers. Give it a bit more support. This is the last I'm going to do today. This I'm just going to hoe. I might be able to stand on some of it to pull up some weeds, but it shouldn't take too long, and then that'll be the whole garden weeded. Oh, it's me done for today, so I'm going to show you around the garden now so you see what I've done. I would say we are season ready. So this bed has all been hoed and then raked. You saw me do all my tubs, so they're all nice, tidy and ready. Broad beans have been weeded, and I've put another row of string around to support them. The garlic and the onions have all been weeded, so looking good. And finally this bed has had a hoeing. Some of it I've forked over, and then I've given it a good old raking. But it had quite a hard crust on it because we've had just so much rain. But I think overall now, I'm getting there.